Scandinavian Bob here, hi. Today I'm going to talk about something that I think most of you will recognize yourself in. Something I regret that I didn't learn sooner on my NoFap journey. But I think you will only recognize yourself in this if you really listen to what I'm about to say. And not just listen, I want you to really give it some thought. Because I promise you, thinking about this simply cannot make you worse. It can only make you better in so many areas of life, especially when it comes to things like NoFap. The problem with most people, myself included, is that whenever we hear some advice, we do not hear it enough. What I mean by this is that we do not actually take it in on a deep enough level, and we do not actually start practicing it in a real, serious way. Now, notice I said practice here, because that's the part of the problem. First, when we hear some advice, we only take it in, say, about 70%. And we do give it a try, but if it doesn't instantly give us results, we sort of let it go. Well, not like we are completely giving up on it, but we let it go a bit. And then when we hear that advice again from some expert or whatever, or we hear something similar, we go, oh yeah, that one, I know that one already. This is what I call educated ignorance. And it's a dangerous place to be, because we become bad at processing valuable advice and info. So you stay in this gray zone where you almost given up on it, but you still remember it well enough for it to prevent you from hearing more helpful tips and really taking it to you. Now, it wasn't until I really, and I mean really seriously, started to listen carefully to the advice, tools and tips I came across that I started making vast improvements in my life. And by this I mean, first, you have to really listen to an idea carefully, but then you also have to think about what you are listening to. Think about that idea, not just to say 65%, but actually think about it all the way to 100%. Well, let's say your 100%. But then not only that, then we need to try it out as well. And not only that, we need to practice it to see if we can become good at it. And then not only that, we then also need to do it long enough for us to evaluate if it yields results. But oh no, instead we have a tendency to first hear something, just think about it a little, then try it out just a bit, and then sort of let it go a bit, but still remember it well enough for us to prevent taking it all in when we hear something similar out there. Be honest with yourself here now. Do you recognize yourself in this? Do you think this is something you could get better at? I'm telling you guys, this is how I finally started to become better and better at rebooting. And I would have gotten there so much quicker if I just started implementing this sooner. We have to really think about what we are listening to. And once I stopped going, oh yeah, I know this already, and started to really go all in on it, then the results started to come. Of course they did, because it's almost like a law of nature. So guys, pay attention now when I'm telling you. Don't just hear, but listen. And don't just listen, but think. And don't just think, but try it out. And don't just try it out, but actually practice it. And then don't just practice it, but actually practice it long enough. Yeah. Please let that sink in for a while. And speaking of learning advice and tips, I have made a short 90-day no PMO guide that I'm giving away for free to anyone who is willing to actually learn. You can download it using the link below. And if you're interested in something that can both help you recover your dopamine system faster, as well as stay strong on your journey, then I can also leave a link to my brand new dopamine-focused fasting course down below. I'm already getting so much good feedback from guys using it, so it's really exciting for me to share this with you guys. It has 5 different dopamine fasting protocols, ranging all the way from 48 hours to 84 days. Yeah, and the longer fasting protocols also have a scoring system so that they become almost like a fun game to play. And since the longest one is almost 90 days, doing that protocol would be like, well, doing a 90-day PMO reboot on steroids, except without using steroids, of course. So if that's something that could be of interest to you, make sure to check it out using the link under the video. This is Scandinavian Bob signing out for today, and as always, I wish you all the best on your journey to become the strongest version of yourself.